Hello. It seems like I have some issues with this thing here. That doesn't work perfectly. Maria, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your day? How is everything going? How was your week? It's Friday. Oh damn, I'm tired. I'm already dying. Damn. That is not good. Not good at all. But yeah, how was your day? That's the main question. I don't even know if that works. Does that work? Yes. Oh, that is a lot of work. That is a lot of work, but it's how can I say that? It's a simple thing. It's a simple thing. You shouldn't think too much about it. How can I say that? I'd say the goal would be to have the most content without having the most content without having to change a lot of stuff. The templates that are available on Google Doc and the templates that are available on Word are good. So the damn you go high. This is a bit too much reclined. The goal of the CV is not to be visually interesting anymore. It used to be, but now it's not the case. So the more the easier to read it is, the better. Thank you. We go for the posture check. I should change leg. I agree. That's a thing. That is a thing. So as an example, the one that is recommended that I've seen a lot is this one. Even though it looks like trash, it seems to work. And the one that people don't recommend are the one that are like this, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. So this one, for example, might be an option because it's a combination of both, but still it's a bit difficult to understand. And I think shit, I clicked on the wrong thing. This one from Google is good enough. I know I'm like kind of not zoomed in enough, but it's a very simple thing. You don't need much more than this. And the overall design of it is pretty much okay. And it's in one page. You can go to 2 pages if you want to, but I wouldn't. but that really depends on what you have to write in here. Yeah, so it's similar to this. As I said, this one, for example, is just annoying, but I know they have like plenty of templates for resumes that are different. I mean, different. They have the same basic thing, and so the reasoning for me behind recommending you to use one of the templates that are available is mainly because if you have this,
Fruitasita just resubscribed for 2 months.
Welcome back. Thank you for the follow. Not the follow. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Welcome on in. Kane, hi. Kane, for this same question for the both of you who arrived at the same time. How are you? How was your week? It is Friday. How was your day? Fine, with a lot of E. So Maria, the thing is, the goal is to be readable by an AI. That's the goal. So, like, this one might be the most readable of all because it's like this 3 at the end because they are just one column. The other one have like 2 columns. This is one that is very close to mine, which is not very readable, that AI don't like. And this one is a 2-column thingy. It's a bit weird. It works, but it's a bit weird. So I am pro, depending on the location that you are in. So I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but yeah, I mean, depending on the country that you want to apply for and the stigma around picture on CVs, well, some people like ADHD designer who just arrived, welcome on in, who recommends to or is used to not use pictures in CVs, which I agree in some part of the world, in some other part it's a thing. The reasoning, we had this discussion before, but in the UK recommend to not use them. Oh yeah, no, the text is nothing. It should be here. You shouldn't even be able to read the text. Just zoomed in so we can see a bit more, but yeah, that's the other thing. The reasoning behind no profile, no photo of your face is weird. It's mainly for biases and making sure that people, hiring manager, don't have like a cognitive bias of, oh, they look good, or oh, they look white, or oh, they look a different way, and so I won't be positive in their hiring process. I am a bit against that, but for now you might not be able to have someone in front of you that is a hiring manager that is having the same thoughts as me. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, it's like, no, it's not a real resume. So yeah, Shannon said something very good last time, which was, if in some part of the world it's acceptable to have a picture and most of the other part of the world it's not really acceptable, or the main thing that people do, then don't put it anyway, because like like if having a picture is a positive thing in one country, if you don't have a picture and you don't applying for this country, then it makes sense to not have a picture. So with that reasoning, no picture is a bit better. I still think that the like underlying no visual thing is interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I have a weird thing with this one. CVs are difficult for me. They will always be difficult, I think. Mainly because I don't like to do them. But yeah, I did mine right here. I can't really show you the content because there is personal information, but it's the same thing. Like the overall content is very simple. This one just have like 3 experiences. I mean, they display 3 experiences in one school experience, which I think is a bit interestingly weird. It might be a very US thing to do that I don't know about. Because on my side I have 3 schools stacked together. So yeah, that I don't know. It's weird. That's a different thing. I don't know my thought on that. But yeah, remember at all times when you are creating your resume that now, currently in the time that we are living in now, which I already said, the goal for your resume is to be able to be read by an AI or a robot that will just scan for keywords and experience stuff. So the easiest it is for the AI to read your thing, the better. So having a PDF and not like a PDF with readable text is a positive, and having like content being clean enough and what else? Yeah, clean enough and like readable enough. I don't know. This is tiny. But yeah, I don't know. It's a bit of a derail right there on CV. I don't know if that helps. It's a bit of a weird thing. That's not something we talk about a lot. I think I should have like a whole resume, creating a portfolio. No, portfolio no, because I don't have the knowledge for that. But like creating a resume for that, that could be interesting for everyone, I think. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. But yeah, that's the main thing. So, in the meantime, yeah, yes, that's why I had what I had in mind. Yeah, so for this, we talked about it on the Discord at some point. As in, there was an article about having a Figma prototype as your resume, which is an interesting thing. But in the article, they explain that there are a lot of challenges for people who have never used Figma, and the way that they will look at the thing that you are sending them is very different than the way that you, as a designer who know how to use Figma, will see something on Figma. So it's a good and a bad thing at some point. I do think it is interesting if in your CV resume you have a link to a Figma prototype, and that the people can click on it as an option, like see interactive version of my resume, for example. And instead of going to a website, that is usually what happens, you send them to a Figma prototype, and so that way you can have like more tiny interaction going on. So that's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know. So the thing that I wanted to talk about today before we start Ace Bar is I now have the announcement channel. So in there will be automated messages for YouTube video, for the VOD channel for now, and then if maybe at some point I create any other YouTube channel, they will be here. Tanya, hi, you are right here. They will be in the announcement channel as well, but also I want to avoid having this type of thing in the general chat, even though it is good in a way to like notify everyone. I think having a specific announcement channel could be interesting. I don't really know now or yet. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the goal. So putting all the announcements directly into the announcement channel. I don't know yet if it will be a limited channel where you just see the announcement, or if it's something a bit different. I am unsure. Let's be clear with that. I am unsure of the usefulness of this specific channel, mainly because if it's a channel to do announcement, but you have the ability to answer and type as a chat, then it becomes kind of the same as the general chat. And then we have like duality of things where someone is talking about something that they said about the announcement in the announcement channel, but they are talking about it in the general channel. So I don't. I think they are constellation. Yes. I don't know if you can see. They are. So yeah, I think restricted would be interesting, or more interesting, but in a way that doesn't allow you to have messages or interactions. So I'm not entirely sure. So that's the first thing. We have the YouTube channel now with the VODs, so we now will have forever a place with past streams, so we can go back and make fun of myself for the first-ish stream that I did, even though that was 34 streams ago, so 2 months ago. But yeah, it's YT. I did the YT command, Hugo. Instead of YouTube. I should have a YouTube thing in its entirety. Yeah, I know. So for this, why did I bought the Logitech Master series? It's because this shit is working with Mac and PC, and I can flow in between the two easily. It's broken at the moment for reasons that are not in my control. But yeah, that's the main reason. That is the main reason. Does that work? Yes. So YT is the thing for the YouTube channel, but also you go in the bio link that is just above. You have access to the YouTube channel in the second link, I think. So that's good enough. And how old are the VOD? 2 months for now. So we'll see. We'll see how it works. But yeah. So as a bit of a preface on today's Ace Bar, the main topic is designer and artist entering the Twitch scene. That's the title. The underlying thing is you enter a streaming platform that is mainly viewed as a streaming platform for games or gamers, and not really for what you are trying to bring to the live streams. So my main goal here, and I'm really happy to have like Shannon Seke, who will arrive a bit later. I know Mel is still streaming, but she will come in here later in, and Nino should arrive at some point about, I'd say now, as well, to join us. So we have different type of success, and as always, the definition of success is extremely different from person to person. So that depends on you. If you think you are a streamer with 10 followers and that's success to you, then that's good. If you think that you have 30,000 followers and that's not success to you, then that's fine also. But yeah, the main thing is this. So I will say this time might be a teeny tiny bit more restricted in the amount of people that are available in the call, but other than that, we'll see how it goes. Aiden, hi, welcome on in. Hugo, yes, there will be a playlist. There are 2 playlists that I've created, one for Ace Bar and one for the Assignment Tuesdays, and all the Assignment Tuesdays video will be located there at some point. So yeah. Aiden, how was your day? How was your week? Nino, welcome on in. Good timing. How was your week? It's Friday. All of that. So for the people who have never done an Ace Bar before, mainly Shannon, the thing takes place in Discord. You have the Ace Bar channel on Discord and you can join in. For anyone else who would like to join later, I would enjoy if I can see you in the general voice chat before, so I can just move you in the call, even though it's open. But just to know if we have more people waiting things. If you are on the call, I recommend you to mute the stream so you don't have double audio. You can still watch the stream, of course, at the same time if you want to keep up with chat. But yeah, I think that's yeah. And paying the open bar, yeah. So we are kinda have a message to send first. Drink. All right. So, yeah, if you are...
Maria_below's just subscribed.
That's a weird message, but that's interesting. Maria, thanks a lot for the sub, which is a renew of Khalil Gifted. Interesting. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. The fuck, that thing. Annoying. So let me just check that, make sure that this works. And I think Aiden, I disagree. And why are you saying that? That's interesting. Trying to see all the things. We have Nino who joined in.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can everyone hear Nino on the side? So Shannon, if you'd be so kind to go on the Discord and on my side, and then join Ace Bar channel. Would be interesting. That would be nice. That's how we do it, like this. And so yeah, if you hi. So yeah, if you can
I got it.
have your camera, that would be nice. If you can have
Just a second.
the mic, be nice.
I do.
All of that.
Doing like pull requests.
Take your
While
time.
setting up this. And of course my Bluetooth decides to just stop.
Did
I
you
love
change headphones? That's not the same as last time.
They are.
Yeah. I can see that.
They are nice, but the Bluetooth is trash. I had to even last time I had to turn them on, turn them off all the time. It's just so if I become a robot, please just tell me because then I know I need to toggle it.
I'll tell you.
Thank you.
So welcome on in, Shannon. This is the first one for you. That's interesting. I like it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. I enjoy have multiple new person in this tiny thing that we do. It's not every week, but I think it's interesting. For people who are in the chat and in the streams, I think that's an interesting format. I don't know. People seem to like it. That's.
I liked it.
the only thing
I
know.
watched it last week and I really liked it. Well, some of it, but yeah.
I loved your inputs. You brought nuance.
Yeah. For anyone who is in the chat, I will ask Shannon and Nino to say something distinctively next to each other so that we know if the level of the voice is good. So Hugo, Tanya, Aiden, tell me, KDJ as well, hi, and tell me how the voice are sounding.
Hype on coffee. It's decaffeinated. I'm active now, thank you.
Should I go? Should I say something? Can you hear me? Is it okay? I don't have a fancy testing sentence to say.
I hear you. I think, Shannon, your volume might be a bit high. I'm thinking about... Don't change anything on your side.
Okay.
It's not...
Okay, well.
I mean, you changed already, I know.
I changed it back.
I will just put you at like 80% on our side. That will be pretty much good. I can see that mail is coming in, so that's that. Tanya, you are saying there is some echo. Let me listen to that.
Might be me. I can put on headphones.
Oh, well, I don't hear any echo, so maybe... Oh, it sounds robotic. Lovely. I'm gonna switch to good old,
Yeah. Shannon, I think
yes, I am. Yeah.
might be for you. Yeah, Shannon, can you say something just so I can...
Yeah. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is that all right? I'm trying to like tweet that I'm doing this.
Tanya, it sounds great on my side. It might be on your side then. So I don't really know. I don't really know. And Mel. Oh, we got raided. We got the raid.
Melancholy raided my stream with 63 viewers.
Welcome on in.
I think I'm not a robot anymore. I hope I'm not a robot anymore.
No, you're good. I think you're good. Welcome on in, everyone.
Carlos
This is
Kotow is now
Ace
following.
Bar. We will have all the announcement by John, the text-to-speech bot. Thank you for the
Nicolum
follows,
is now
everyone.
following.
And Mel, take your time. When you're back in chat, tell me when you're here. I will send you the link.
Chaotic
and
underscore
everything.
Clark is now following.
See, it's a bit messy in the beginning. I know that. It's fine. It will be fine.
Redburn is now following.
Red, thank you for the follow. Chaotic, thank you for the follow. Callum, thank you for the follow. I should be like this when I'm doing following stuff. I know.
Unicorn's Lovey is now following.
A lot of follows, damn. For anyone who is new, who doesn't know me, I'm AOA, I'm a designer. Today's Ace Bar, which is a podcast style thingy, what we're doing, and the topic is designer and artist entering Twitch and live streams. The premise of the discussion is being someone who is not the main target audience of the platform that you are entering, and knowing how to navigate the thing in order to get a bit of success, let's say. I don't know if I am extremely good at the success thing. That's why I have Shannon right here. That's the main reality of things, and Mel as well, who is coming in. Yes, you have a spiky, when I say spiky, success in terms of the amount of time that you spent on stream and the result that I believe I classify as success. And that's, as I said in the beginning, success is a metric that is defined by the owner of the thing. So if you define you are successful, then it's good. But if you are not saying you are successful, then that's fine as well. But yeah, so we are waiting for Mel to join us a teeny tiny bit. There is also Sakai Design, who is streaming right now, will arrive at some point after his meeting. He has his meeting until, I think, in 30 minutes will be the end of the meeting.
Cesaric Scott is now following.
Lot of things. So you will see me do a lot on my mic, which is muting the mic. I mean, Shannon, you know, because you have the same mic. But for anyone who doesn't know, I'm caressing my mic every time I need to mute. So that's what's happening in here. But yeah, Zuzi, hi, welcome on in. So yeah, I wanna have a teeny tiny question in the beginning for the three people that are with me in the call. which is what was your first experience with Twitch, and when did you define or decided to say, okay, let's go, I will try streaming? If you remember the first time you met Twitch, and then the first time you said, that might be a good thing.
I remember because it wasn't that long ago. I'm definitely one of those like new to Twitch people. I'm not one of these old school people who's like a hardcore gamer or anything like that. I definitely came to it when Twitch like increased by 50% or whatever during the pandemic. That's how I found it. It was Animal Crossing that brought me to Twitch.
Lovely.
I got obsessed with the game, as I think a lot of people did, back in the first lockdowns. And me and my boyfriend started watching this one streamer. It was actually on YouTube. Who would do, and he still watches the streamer, by the way, every day. So it's his streamer. But that streamer is now on Twitch, actually. But yeah, then it just became more of like a routine to put on Twitch while working from home, and yeah, I just got really into it, and then I thought, well, I could do that. It seemed like a fun community, but I was like, I didn't know what I could do. And then I found like co-working streamers, which is mainly what I do. And I use it when I'm not streaming, I'm watching a co-working stream generally. So I thought, okay, well, maybe it would help even more if I did it. And it definitely does. So yeah, that's how I came to it.
You have Mail that just joined us. Mail that you know here. That's Mail. So welcome in. She's an artist streamer, so that's why I wanted to have someone else than just designers with us. And Mel wanted to participate in some of the discussion that we had last week, and didn't. So yeah, everyone in chat is surprised by your unmirrored camera.
Yeah. I'm not even sure how I did it. It's logic capture thing. I don't know. Am I still the wrong way around?
You are the right way around. No one knows which right way it is. It's just for the people who knows you, they see you reversed.
No, it's fine.
Which is the same thing for me. Don't care about it. It's fine. So yeah, if you want to answer the question as well.
I've known Twitch for quite a while, and I've watched gaming every now and then. Usually, actually, when I needed to do some focus work, and I just needed to have something on the side. I don't know why. But back then it wasn't even a creative category or just chatting. It was just it was like 2014 or something. So it really just was some gaming, or then they started doing talk shows, and then I think in the first lockdown I kind of had a similar experience to what you just told us. I got really into Animal Crossing, so I watched a lot of stuff on Twitch. And then I also started to watch a lot of Hasanabi content because it was the perfect thing to run on the side, screaming every now and then, pause the video for a minute, let the video run for 2 seconds, pause it for a minute again. But also, political content that I feel I can kind of align with. And then I started to, I'm not sure what it was, but for some reason last year I got really into Twitch just as a consumer, just as someone watching. I started watching the Frontline Horse channel, Alex Trost's channel, and actually they had a Discord, and Discord, that's really my thing. I've been with Discord forever, and as soon as there's a community, you're just kind of in, right? And this was odd to me because it was all of a sudden was web development and design focused, which is my thing, and it felt like, I found my niche nerd community. But it wasn't, programmer, bro, not that type of stuff, but just, web stuff. And then I just got really into it. And all of a sudden, when you have streamers that are, not huge, that have like hundreds or thousands of of viewers, they still get to engage with the community, with individual viewers, because it's still possible with, and you all of a sudden you feel very quickly, you feel kind of part of a community. And that was very quickly with a stream, with Manny's stream, Seke's stream. And yeah, and I streamed once since. And I will stream again tomorrow, hopefully. No, I really do. But yeah, that's kind of how I got into this. Yeah, it's to me it feels like a community thing, and I wanted to stream because I wanted to be part of this. I wanted to be part of the creator space, the community, and not just as a consumer, but also as a contributor. That's kind of my motivation, right? I just want to be part of that. Yeah, that's it.
That's good. That's good. Mel, did you hear the question, or were you like in the meaning, changing things?
I was just joining. Were you asking people how did they started Twitch?
So, how did you discover Twitch, and what was your feeling at the time when you discovered it, and then when did you started to say, I will try to stream?
I think I've known about Twitch for a while. Way before the pandemic happened. I didn't really watch streamers. I was mainly a YouTube girl. I would watch mostly YouTube videos, and I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I never really got the I don't know if it's the courage or like the will to start. It never happened. I never started it, and I keep saying that I will, and I never do. But then the pandemic happened, and I started to feel like I wanted to take the time that I had in my house and do something else with it. And I just really wanted to do art and share it with other people, and I was like, if I'm not doing YouTube, should I try Twitch? And I started thinking more seriously about doing it in 2000, I started 2021, 2020, and this one day I was gonna stream. And I had everything ready. I had OBS all configured, everything. And I went in front of the camera and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it today. I completely lost courage to do it. I was like, I got so nervous. And like half a year later, I did it. And I haven't stopped. I mean, I stopped for the beginning of this year because I took a break. Yeah, but I just decided that I really liked it, and I've been doing it since then.
It's fun for me to hear, because it's like I am the oldest streamer of the group right now. I have been in here since 2020. So I started in 2020. I've been on Twitch since 2015. I think. So yeah, I have like
Granddad. You're the granddad of us.
Yeah. So I've been watching Twitch for the fucking long time now, and I've been very much, how can I say that, a YouTube person as well for the longest time, and wanted to do YouTube video. And in the beginning I wanted to do vlogs, because vlogs were the thing that I was looking at. And I bought the camera, I bought not selfie sticks, but kinda the thing that you can have, like which are not tripod, but kinda gimbal for your phone, for your camera, everything. And then I used the camera mainly for video conferences in the company. And at some point I was like, you know what? I have the camera, I have the light, I have the mic, I have a computer. I should try. And so I tried to stream from my Mac to YouTube. And my Mac said, yep, that's not happening. Not an option. Not powerful enough. You won't achieve the thing that you want to do. So I had to purchase a big ass PC on the side, and so that's why I have both now, and streaming it. And so the goal in the beginning for me was to be discovered as a designer, and I had the fear, which I still have, but it's diminishing by any, like, how can I say, any days that passed, of I am a designer entering a space that is mainly made for gamers, and I don't do game design, because a lot of people that I see as designer are 3D artists, for example, who are working on game design for like character design or level design, and it's still tied to the gaming industry. But when you arrive and we are like talking about banking dashboards, or talking about the client that we had as a freelancer, that doesn't really resonate with the people that are watching. And so I think it's a bit difficult for a lot of newcomers, and so that's why I wanted to have the discussion today, for that. And it's pretty interesting. Do you remember your first stream? I mean, Nino, yes, but
It's funny, Mel, when you were saying that you tried streaming once and then like was scared, and then 6 months later started, because I did the exact same thing. I started streaming like regularly back in September, but my first stream was actually in April of last year, and I think I streamed for like an hour, and I got really nervous. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I think probably like one person watched. So that was the first time. And then I just thought about it. I thought about it for ages and ages and ages. And then I was like, I had this thing in my head of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, so I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm doing before I start. But then I was just like, and if you've watched my stream, then you'll know this is like a theme of my stream of like, oh, fuck it, I'm just gonna like do it before I'm ready, because I know I'm gonna suck at first. So I just decided to suck at first, and that's what happened. And it's still happening, to be honest.
this is the first advice for anyone who wants to try streaming. Just do it. Which is a Nike line, but still.
What was amazing was like I came on and I sucked, and then some of the like regulars in my chat were in some of those really early streams, and are the kind of people that like are also streamers or are very helpful, and were like, hey, like I'll help you figure out this thing you're saying you have no idea what to do. So like Twitch is a very like welcoming community.
I totally agree. I still remember the first time I streamed, like it was yesterday. It's gonna be 1 year in March. And the first time I streamed, yeah, almost stream birthday. And the first time I streamed, I told my parents and I told my grandparents.
Aww.
And my parent, like my mom, she's a teacher. She told her colleagues.
Aww,
So
that's so cute.
yeah. It was a little bit unnerving, but it was super nice, because I had a couple of people watching the stream on my first time streaming, which made me a lot more nervous as well. But it went really good. I was sculpting at the time, not drawing. So and I think, I'm not sure, but I think two of my mods are still people that came to my first stream ever that I didn't know
Billy Doll is now following.
before. And I think in that sense, people always told me like, you shouldn't stream when you start, you shouldn't stream very often, or you shouldn't stream too long, or you shouldn't stream this or that. And I had a completely different experience when I was streaming. I streamed every day at the beginning, except Sundays, and it was great. All the people were super nice. I mean, I got 1 or 2 people who were just what's the word? Trolls. but they were very mild. I had no serious bad experiences. Everyone was super nice. I think from all the platforms that I've been, social media wise, Twitch was the most welcoming one. And the one where I found people were more eager and more available to help you right out off the bat. I really appreciate community here on Twitch.
I think it's also because of the type of thing that we are doing. So you specifically in art and us specifically in design, because of the lesser amount of people who are doing this, we are trying to uplift everyone. I think at least that's how I see it and how I want to do the thing that I'm doing on Twitch. I want to make sure that everyone else have a chance to do the thing that I think is interesting, which is streaming. And so I will do my best to help. That's also what I do in general in my day-to-day life, but also in Twitch. I'm like, if I can give you advice or tips on things that you can do to improve the thing that you are doing, I will try to do that. And so mainly I feel like it's because of the community behind like all of the thing that we are doing. So art for you, design for us, ADHD for Shannon, which is another big community that is growing on the gaming industry as well. It's a tight pack of people because the number of people that are doing this are not as many as a Fortnite streamer, for example. So all the Fortnite streamers are competing, and all the artist and designer streamers are like supporting each other, which is a weird thing. James B. Barrow, which we all know for now, is so Nino doesn't know. It's he is an art streamer, illustrator, great painter, amazing human, and he's the B man. Yes. He explained at some point how in the beginning of his streaming career he started to play games because that was what Twitch is, and then he had like games and a bit of painting, and then at some point he raided someone who was a gamer, and the raid ended as oh hi, or thanks for the raid, how was your stream, bye. And that was the minimum amount of work as the other streamer that received the raid. And then he raided an artist streamer who said, oh wow, what were you doing? Show me your thing. Let's do a shout out. Let's showcase your pieces. Show the Instagram, the art pieces, everything. And he said it was like way more welcoming than just the game saying hi, thanks, bye, go away, you are in my territory now. And so I do think when you are seeing, that's something that you do as well, when you have a raid from another artist. Now, because you have more raid mail, it's a bit not more difficult, but less often than in the beginning when I discovered you. But I know that you try to like showcase the people and uplift the people that are coming into the community as much as possible. And also your community is great. I think our community is great as well, but that's biased, of course. But yeah, I have a feeling that the people behind us, the community-based, is why it's more welcoming than other platforms. I don't know, because on other platforms you will see a lot of artists on Instagram, a lot of artists on TikTok, for example, and so because of that, we don't have the same amount, the same feeling of pactedness. That doesn't mean anything. Cohesion. That's the word. Yes. And so no, Shannon, you're not. No, not cohesion.
You're right the first time.
Pactedness.
Yes, I think people know what that means.
Yeah.
It might not be a word, but people know what it means.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That was a big derail on my side. Sorry. But yeah, Nino, if you have something to say about your first stream, I would love to know.
Sure. Well, I I don't like having things looking at me. I just don't like it. I don't like seeing myself. I have body dysmorphia and an eating disorder, so this is very difficult for me. I don't even I consciously evade a mirror, looking at a mirror, because it's very very unpleasant for me. I really don't like it. So what kept me from streaming again was I felt the pressure to always have a camera on. When in actuality, I currently, like in this moment, realize I don't really have to do that. There are plenty of streamers who don't do that. And because, and also I have this weird thing where I don't like to, I've never liked the way that designers have to a certain degree have to, even though they don't like to, have to build a personal brand, do this self-promotion type of thingy. I don't like this type of social interaction. I didn't do it myself. And I don't like it when, you know, it's just not my thing. So this always does a bit, you know, it's always a bit strange for me. And that was most certainly the case when my first stream was happening, right? So I think the big problem here is as well that what I do is very much like in between. So the design community, I by the way, I do agree. I think we're not really competing with each other. I think we're more, you know, it's more tribal, not in a bad way, but in a good way, as we all see each other as, you know, part of one thing. So this pactness thing, I think it resonates with me, but, or at least I observe it, right? But I'm still somewhere in between. Even with the categories, you have software and game development and creative, but not design, right? Design is still something. It's not. It's, you know, it's something specific. And then I basically do UI engineering. So I do design, and I also write software code. But I'm not a capital P programmer, and I also don't want to. I also don't want to like to be. You know, I want to make sure that I'm not perceived as such. It's very important to me. So I've been blocked by all of these things, and, you know, as I was doing it, I was like, ooh, what am I gonna do? Okay, I guess I'll just do that. When in reality, I switch between design and code, and, you know, look in CodePen and GitHub and weird Discord communities, and jumping on calls with people who maybe want to explain to me what a spline function does and why this is the thing that actually makes my generative blob round and smooth, you know, stuff like this. So I found it very difficult to compress this into a stream, into something that people might actually find helpful. Yeah, but I did it anyway because I felt like, ooh, this is very difficult for me. Let's do that. This is unpleasant. Let's do that. I felt like, I guess it's good. I guess it's good to challenge myself, right? To do something that's unpleasant. And I ended up just pushing around things in a Figma file that did not need pushing around. I ended up just annotating my which is something that I do anyway, right? But yeah, it was weird. I think like I'm still in the process of figuring out what I actually want to do. When I'm streaming, I feel like I do want to speak to people. I do want to help people where I can help people. I have strong opinions, as everybody knows. And when I'm equipped with a keyboard, those opinions usually are much stronger than they are in person. Or they are perceived as much stronger. But I do think I would like to, you know, connect to people. I would like to speak with people and, yeah, just see what they're doing. And I just like this idea of rating someone and or you know, getting rated by someone and, you know, welcoming them and asking them, what are you doing? You know, what's happening? Can you show me? I'd like to support you. I like to connect you. I like this idea of uplifting people, which is, you know, as a designer, something that I do believe we do naturally anyway, to a certain degree. We kind of empower what's there, or we enable things or people. And I can also keep rambling on, so I don't know. I'm just gonna stop now.
I know that
That's good
Mel.
for streamers.
Yeah,
Good to know.
that's yeah. We talked about it in Mel's stream on the beginning of the week. Who you said, Mel, that you couldn't shut up, and that's a good thing for streamer, which is true. It's entirely true. I know that you didn't understand a lot of things that Nino talked about. I saw your face about GitHub and
Yeah.
Spline and stuff.
Arubeef is now
Designer
following.
stuff, no.
But yeah, it's like specific nerdy thing about our side of work. We'll say that. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I remember as well as Shannon, my first stream was. I mean, I didn't do the same thing as you three of streaming and then not doing it for a long time. I decided to start and be as consistent as possible in the beginning. And so the first stream, I believe, was 35 to 45 minutes, which currently, as we all know, 35 to 45 minutes is the hello phase where everyone is coming in and we are just talking about things and saying we will do that today and we don't do that today, and then it just extend into maybe 1 hour and 30 minutes, and then you start doing the animation or the thing that you were supposed to do. So yeah, that's a weird thing to know, that like we have evolved in terms of our first stream was almost no time, and now we are more comfortable into doing longer stream. That's pretty much interesting. I don't know why Spotify is just annoying at the same time. I don't know. Sorry, that's a derail on my side, on my computer side. But yeah, so now, for example, I know that I'm doing streams that are, depending on the time and the topic, we have streams of 3 to 4 hours, depends on the day, of course. But it's I'm still not comfortable with more than 4 hours, mainly because of the time at which I can, at which I can stream, which is at the end of the day. On my side, I have my day work, and then my day work end at 6:30, and at 6:30 I'm starting the stream. So it's like basically I'm starting at 9:30 and ending
FPS underscore
the day
gaming 117 is now following.
late. We'll say that. So I don't know. I know if Shannon, you are freelancing, and so you can take as much time as you want during the day to stream and showcase the thing that you are doing and working on, unless the client is giving you an NDA. But yeah, Mel, you have the ability to just stream illustration because you are working for yourself mostly, so that's good as well.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. But I remember the fear in the beginning of the first stream of what should I do, which is what Nino just explained, of what type of content would be interesting for people to watch, and like not scheduling, but kinda making sure that my that's a difficult thing to explain. My day is presented in a stream and that people can relate to the content of the stream. That's the goal. So currently I'm just doing explanation and teaching streams with a lot of helps. That's my stuff, design related. But if it was something like Shannon, who's doing co-work streams, you would see me on my bed 90% of the stream scrolling my phone, because it's easier for me to consume some content on my phone rather than on my desktop. And I don't think that would be interesting for people to watch. I don't know, maybe if someone here said watching someone lay down, then come back and say, I find the thing. That happens sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. But how do you feel about like the content that you are doing, and how did you decide on the content that you wanted to do on stream?
Okay, I'll explain. So I definitely relate to like still figuring out like what exactly the content is. Because like I said, when I started streaming, I kind of went into it being like, I'm just gonna do it. Like I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna do it, and we'll figure it out and see what kind of sticks. But I did know I wanted to do co-working streams. One, because like I said, I was watching some of those and I found them helpful. And then two, because so I'm ADHD designer on Twitch, but I also had started a Twitter account a couple years ago that got like somewhat popular with kind of the ADHD Twitter community. And something with ADHD is things like body doubling and co-working are really helpful for people with ADHD, obviously myself included. So because I had like grown a little following on there, I thought like it's a nice little tie-in. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna like start with that because what kind of content like helps me. So that's mainly what I do. But interestingly, like I think for me, I think it is, I don't know, I think everyone, I mean, with even A's bar, I think it's like evolving content and like just doing what kind of makes sense as you kind of learn and grow. But I guess what I want to say was like my Twitter account is not really about design kind of at all, other than I talk about being self-employed and being like a creative process and like how the ADHD like affects that. But something I have, like I knew there was a small design community on Twitch, but I didn't necessarily know if I would fit into that. Because although I'm a designer, kind of the co-working content maybe wouldn't be related. But as it turns out, like design is a big part of my life. Like it's my job. I spend like the vast majority of my day thinking about fonts mainly. So it just sort of naturally, I think, has turned into like, it probably is a little bit more of a design stream than like a mental health or ADHD focused stream, because I don't know, ADHD Twitter, I started for a specific purpose to learn about ADHD as I was getting diagnosed with it, but it's not like a major part of my life as design is. So I think it's just kind of like naturally grown and evolved, and it'll probably keep doing so, I guess.
There is Francois, which welcome on in, by the way, who is saying in chat that Twitch is interesting because it's the messy side of the work compared to YouTube and Instagram, who are like the perfect fake tutorial of the ending or end product. So you end up with something like Mail, for example, your Instagram, when you are showcasing the piece that you create, you showcase the piece, you don't showcase this is the white page that I stay on for 3 minutes because I didn't know what to do, and then I moved on to the first line, then I did something else. You don't have the time lapse, right? Because you don't use Procreate, you don't have time lapses.
I do use it. I have a couple of time lapses there, but it's very rare.
Yeah, so the messy side of things are in the time lapses when you see all the process, but what the people will see first is the end product, the finished piece. And so that's on the designer side, that's dribble. So when you see design UI product that looks good, but you don't know how much time it took to create. And then on the art side, you see the painting or the illustration, and you're like, damn, that's looking good. And you are thinking, oh, how did they do that? And you don't know. And so the streams, the live things, I think was one of the reasons why I decided to go with it, because showcasing the process even if the process is non-existent and messy and derailed by a lot of potatoes and a lot of weird pull-ups and stuff, in the end, you end up with something, and if you watch back the entire thing, you see that we went from point A to point B, and we achieved something. And if you didn't have the stream, you will just see the point B, which is the achievement. So that's interesting. I don't know. That's just reflecting on chat at the same time. Reading Susie, who's saying that they find Twitch is more calming in form than YouTube. Twitch is more for an experience I want to be in, whereas YouTube is a product. Yeah. And Red is saying, given the usual Twitch user profile, it's more game anime oriented, yes. Do you feel traditional designer are in a disadvantage when it comes to getting more exposure to professional opportunities when compared to, for example, concept artist? Yes. Or character design. Do you see as an opportunity to explore a niche with more room to grow? As you can see, I can't fucking read. That's a thing. Yeah, I think it's difficult. I would say in terms of opportunities, people who have massive following will have more opportunities, of course. So as a designer or artist coming in for the first time, unless you are extremely good at your thing, you have a harder time being discovered. I will speak for the designer side because that's where I am. Because our side of live stream is even smaller than art streamers, we have it better in a way because people are looking for design stream, and because there is like 10 designers at the same time streaming, you have the ability to go on all of them and then say, all right, and this 5 here, I like them and I will go back to them. If you do the same thing for artists and you browse the art section, you're like, okay, so there is 500 people who speak my language, there is 800 that doesn't speak my language, but the thing that they are doing is fucking amazing, so I might check them out and just stay in there because the thing that they are doing is great. So I think in terms of opportunity, designer have a teeny tiny advantage, and I agree with like concept artists and character design artists will have like an edge on traditional Illustrator, mainly because of the platform that we are on, which is game oriented, as you said. So people who will go here will say Twitch is for gamers. That's still the case, even though, I don't know, 50% at least is on other things than games. Just chatting is the most active section.
Yeah.
So I think you have just chatting, art, and then games, or just chatting a game and then art. But that's the main thing. So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I was about to say that I do believe that we do need to challenge this connotation a bit, that Twitch is geared more towards a games-oriented audience, considering that just chatting hasn't been, a thing for that long, but it is on the track to completely take over everything. And I believe that is because of the reasons that people have already pointed out in chat. That what we used to have on YouTube, because I still do YouTube like crazy. Like I watch. I don't have it. I haven't had a TV in 12 years, because I've been watching YouTube, and and Twitch, but YouTube. But a lot of the things that I've been watching on YouTube just doesn't exist anymore, because it's all just super polished product. There is hardly a YouTube channel or a YouTube video that I can open that doesn't start with, by the way, subscribe to my new book. You know what I mean? It's been very commoditized. It's been very. Is that a word? I think that's the word.
but it's very monetized. Let's just say that it's very monetized. Like people said, it's very product oriented. It feels more like a product. Whereas what I used to watch on YouTube, the same quality I feel like I can actually get here on Twitch now. And even with the just chatting section, even with the super huge popular streamers, I'm subscribed to the YouTube channels because what I used to watch on YouTube from, vlog channels and everything that I used to enjoy quite a lot, I now get from watching Cutie Cinderella videos. Even though I don't actually, like watching it on Twitch per se, but it's the kind of it feels more human to me. It just feels a bit more normal to me. And that's why I do believe that very soon, I believe that this part of Twitch is going to dominate Twitch entirely. It's going to take over everything, and gaming is just going to be a subsection. I do believe that because the signs are there, in my opinion.
So more like human rather than content. That's what you're saying.
Well, more human. Yeah, I mean it's all human, right? But more IRL oriented things, right? Because if you watch what a lot of just chatting, especially the big just chatting people do, they don't do anything. They speak, well, of course they do something, right? But they usually watch YouTube videos, they read chat, they watch a video that has 10 minutes and it takes them 2 hours because they pause every 2 seconds, or they do baking. How awesome is that? The people bake together, or I don't know, like if you've seen ShitCon, all of these events, that is entertaining. It really is entertaining, and I do believe that this is entertainment that we used to have on YouTube, but it isn't there anymore.
For like just tiny, not derail, but kinda. Do you think the type of content that we used to watch as vlogs and all of that kind of died out because of COVID and the fact that the people who used to do it were not able to travel and do the thing that they used to do? If you were like a vlogger type of watcher or a watcher of vlogs.
No, I think that happened way before COVID hit. I remember I used to watch. Of course, I used to watch a lot of Tyler Oakley, Holy Trinity of YouTube, Memory Hard, Hannah Hart, Grace Helbig, all of these, vlogger people back then. When you used to watch a YouTube rewind, it would give you actual goosebumps because you felt like it was awesome. And if you watch the old YouTube rewinds, the really old ones, they still feel like this, right? Vlog Brothers, stuff like that, and it just kind of. It just became normal. It just became, because when people were like, well, what do you do on YouTube? I was like, well, I watch these people, and they're like, that's so weird. And all of a sudden it's normal, and then you have, I do believe that there is a correlation between content farms. I do think that's quite the thing that actually drove these people out, because they all of a sudden have to compete with content farms that put out 4 videos a day, and they get like 8 million views, and
One small thing, your mic is rubbing onto your shirt.
God damn it,
We have a teeny tiny thing,
I'm so sorry.
You don't need to hold it as a TikToker, but you could just turn your.
Do they do that? Oh, yeah, they do that.
I mean, they are annoying. They are taking the thing and they are like, you know what? It doesn't make any sense. It's made to be hanging and having the perfect sound, but no, they enjoy putting it on top of their fucking mouse. But yeah, Red had a pretty interesting thing. Question, as always, Red, you're good. I like you. You know that. As an artist, why did you choose Twitch? I say this because YouTube is clearly more mainstream, and for example, Picasso, while less known, is focused only on art streaming. So this is a good thing. I debated going into and Brutal. I will read your fucking message later because it's big. I know you apologize, but it's fucking big. I tried YouTube and the delay was like, damn, that's not an option for me. Like I can't be live streaming and have a 30-second delay on the first stream. That doesn't match with me. If I have on my first stream, if I have like 30 seconds delay, someone comes in, say hi, and I don't answer for 30 seconds, they go away. Like in the first months of streaming, you know that the people don't know you yet, and so they need to have like instant connection. So brutal, that goes back to your message a teeny tiny bit with the instant interaction. And so I tried YouTube. I know YouTube right now is a better place for me to stream because I'm a designer and we have not design stream, but more design content on YouTube. But in a way, I'm thinking being a design streamer on YouTube, which is the place where the design content is created or hosted, means that I'm lost in the sea of other designers, compared to here on Twitch, where I have kind of nothing competition related. We are a teeny tiny pool of designers, at least that I know. I think we know most of us. It's like the potential for growth are better. And in terms of artists, I would let Mel talk about this. Maybe you have a specific thing about artist side rather than designer side for why Twitch over YouTube.
As I told you before, I wanted to go into YouTube way before I wanted to become a streamer. I don't know. I think the connection part of you being able to answer the people right away and exchange ideas and exchange opinions, and like I'm working on something and people from chat can directly interact with what I'm doing at the moment. I really like that over this might be a personal thing and not an artist thing, but I dread the thought of having to answer to a lot of comments or a lot of message posts work. For example, I have a Discord and I'm terrible with my Discord, unfortunately. I tried not to be, but I really enjoy the communication while I'm working. When I'm not working, I'm usually doing something else. And for me to go and to answer to people and to interact, I think it's less personal and it's more automated in the sense that it's like something says wow it's amazing, and you say thank you so much, and there's nothing besides that. It's like thank you, it's good, thank you, I like it, thank you. And on Twitch people say it's good, and you ask, oh, do you also do art? And then you start a conversation, and that's the part that I enjoy the most. But also I think it's I'm at fault here because I think all artists should be doing Twitch and YouTube at the same time, because I've listened to I don't remember who said it, but the other day I think either watching something on YouTube or on Instagram, and some people one person was saying you shouldn't rely on only one platform for you as an artist, and because I'm on Twitch trying to get people to see my work and get commissions in the future and try and make this my job, if Twitch goes to shit one day and if I'm only on Twitch, that's not very smart business wise. And we are here also as business people because we are we love art, but we also need to monetize it to be able to live off of it. So I think in that sense I love Twitch for the communication, but I think I should also be posting not only on YouTube, and I'm not the biggest fan of TikTok, but I think TikTok right now is one of the best platforms to show off your work as well.
Yeah, diversifying, which is a word that I have a lot of difficulty saying, which is the word that all the YouTube streamer guru or streamer doctors, helper are telling us, which is absolutely true. If you are, that's the thing. When the example is the Instagram influencer, and the day that Instagram changed the algorithm, and they lost 80% of their revenue in like a day because, well, the numbers didn't add up with the new algorithm, and then they were like broke in a thing. So, and we have a raid from Seke now. Welcome on in.
Seke Design raided my stream with 35 viewers.
So yeah, it's diversifying is the most difficult. No, but the hardest thing to do, because you need to create content which is not live content, and so the creation of non-live content, that's a personal thing, but for me it's the hardest thing. That's the thing that I can't really do properly. It's like I'm trying, but it's not good. The only thing that I can do on TikTok is using the filters, and just most of them are the gay filters, which is interesting. Yeah, it's the how do you call them? It's the attractiveness scale, or the lesbian vibe scale, the thing like this, where I get a
Grauben is
10
now
every
following.
time, which I
think it's a good
yeah, I think it's pretty fun to, as myself, get a 10 as a lesbian vibe scale, even though it's a random number. I think it's pretty nice.
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
They are
I agree.
superior. As a gay man, I can say they are superior. And the gay agenda was designed by them, so you know it works.
Yeah.
And I stole that joke, yeah.
So yeah, TikTok is difficult. I posted like a lot of NFTs in them in the beginning, and didn't have the traction that I wanted to have because I wasn't consistent enough. So there is a lot of things that are difficult. The thing that we just did 2 days ago, yes, 2 days ago, on Wednesday, created a YouTube channel with just the VODs of the streams. So 2 days after the stream aired on Twitch, the video goes to YouTube, is uploaded, and is available. So if someone wants to rewatch something from for now 2 months ago, they can go and do that. And so I think this is a lazy option to just enter on YouTube, which I encourage anyone to do, any streamers to do, because it doesn't require you to work at all. Like, you just need to press a button, and that's all. So for anyone who is on Twitch and doesn't know, you go into your settings, when you have your VODs, you click on the three dots on the top right, and then there is an export section if you have YouTube linked. And when you do that, send the VOD directly into YouTube, upload it for you, and make it on unlisted, so it's stocked and hosted on YouTube for you to just use next time you want to have it. So that's a fun thing. And we have Sake just arriving right there.
Made it. Hey, sorry to jump in halfway through, as I do every Friday. Hopefully today I
It's
can
fine.
actually contribute, unlike last time.
But yeah, it's like, so diversifying is one of the thing that I would recommend anyone to do, even though I'm not doing it. I know that's a very designer thing to do, to recommend something and not doing the thing. I mean, it's a very human thing to do, I believe. Like, we tend to have good advice, and then we don't apply the good advice to ourselves because we don't think they are worth ourselves, which is dumb, but that's another discussion. So yeah, diversifying is good. YouTube is the greatest place for now. They are trying to not overpower, but like take over the streaming thing a bit. It's still bad. It's still not as good as Twitch. The community side of things on Twitch is greater, as we said, but yeah, if you have the ability to create content for like TikTok, that's great because it's video content. But I think someone like Mel, that might not apply to you, but someone for designers or developers, being able to write an article and sharing the content as a written form rather than video format would be, or could be, interesting. And so diversifying doesn't mean only TikTok and Instagram for streamers. You can also go to Twitter. Twitter is a good place to grow as well. Medium, or I know you don't like Medium, another place for blogging, a place where you can have all the things. I don't know, it's interesting. So now that Seke is here, I want to ask you the question that I asked in the beginning, which is, do you remember your first interaction with Twitch when you discovered it? When was it? And then when did you decide you wanted to start streaming, and why? So let's go. You can introduce yourself as well if you want to.
Oh, well, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know me, I guess. I'm Seke, product designer and Twitch streamer. And I mean, that's kind of like the elevator pitch. So I stream design and development on Twitch here, and then do co-working streams every now and then too. And yeah, I've been streaming for, I think, actually just about a year right now. I think I started streaming almost 12 months ago. And I guess, I mean, I'd always heard about Twitch. I remember earlier in the start of the pandemic, I was trying to get my partner to start streaming because she was playing video games, and I was like, well, you might as well stream, right? If you're playing video games, just do that. But I never really knew how it worked. I'd never actually seen a Twitch stream or used it. And actually, the reason I even got on Twitch was because of UA. You were posting in the Memorizely Slack, and I was like, oh, I saw you post once and twice. This guy's cool. He's always sharing links. Why don't I check it out? And then it was cool. It was fun. It was an interesting platform, so I started exploring it a little bit more. And I think there's something about Twitch that you don't get anywhere else on social media, or I guess something about live streaming. It doesn't have to be Twitch, but you're not just watching the content, you're interacting with the creator and interacting with other people in real time, which if you go to YouTube, if you go to Instagram, it's all very asynchronous. Somebody posts something, and then somebody replies with a comment, and then maybe you share it, but everything is kind of asynchronous. So this just seemed like a really cool way to connect with people, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's kind of what got me into it. I don't remember how long it took me after watching your streams to actually do it. But I think
so
it was
long.
just a couple. Yeah, it was just a couple
not so long.
streams.
Not so long.
And I already
because-
had it in my head that streaming
Yeah.
was cool. But I was like, damn, you can stream design. Like, you don't have to be a gamer to stream. I'll try this.
Yeah, that was a
Here we
surprise to
are.
me too. I didn't
But it's
know. I
interesting.
think I don't know who started that made me think, oh, you can stream design, because Ben Burns started to stream at about the same time as me, and Charlie Murray TV as well at the same time as me, even though, of course, they had a growth that was extremely immediate because of the massive following that they already have on Instagram and YouTube, and so the amount of people that they have on stream for the first streams were higher than our first streams, where we were two for 30 minutes. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. Brutal had a nice question of how did you face the fear of streaming and just stream? Like what was in you that said, let's do that? I don't know.
I mean, I think Shannon said this the other day on stream. She just said, I'm a bit of an attention whore. Like, I just like people watching me. I don't know. I've always been into like, sorry I didn't, not to call you out, Shannon.
No, it's
But-
true. It's true. It's. I did say that.
Yeah, and I believe it wholeheartedly. I mean, I think some of us just have it. I make music. I like do photography. I've always enjoyed like putting my stuff in front of other people and like getting feedback on that. Hopefully positive, but sometimes negative. And streaming is just a cool way to do that. And I think it's the way I always saw it was, I'm gonna spend these 3 hours designing regardless. So why don't I just put a camera there and talk a little bit? and maybe make some friends, like grow a community out of it. And I remember the first stream. I remember after it was like, yeah, you didn't even take a break, you didn't even drink any water. I was just like super nervous, like just like talking, and I couldn't even think straight. I was just trying to like get this thing done in Notion. So I was nervous, but I think there's a point where you just got to say like, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. And that's not just with streaming. I think it's with anything. And as a designer, it's probably a good skill to try and like be comfortable putting yourself out there and being a little bit vulnerable. Just something I worked on.
Yeah, and for the people who are introverted, remember that sharing your content is not sharing yourself, not necessarily. So you can be extroverted online and introverted in real life. I don't know where I stand. I know I used to be extroverted a long time ago, and now I'm more in the introvert section. I can switch from time to time, but when you are online, you are presenting yourself in a specific way, which if you want to start, I really recommend you to not mask yourself, even though I know for some of us it's difficult to not mask ourselves. But yeah, like, the thing that you put online doesn't really means that you are naked online, as you can feel when you are in a social situation in like a social place, like a bar or something. I don't know. So it's it's not the same type of anxiety. It has a bit of stress and a bit of anxiety that can come from streaming, I think, but it mostly, at the end of the day, I'm alone in my room in front of a camera, and if I don't really watch the numbers of people currently watching, I'm alone in my room in front of a camera. And so that is comforting in a way. And if you are if you have a bit of an issue with your personal image, I don't know how to formulate that, but like the way that you see yourself and the way that you don't want to be seen by the other people, you can always stream or create content that doesn't require you to share your face or your appearance, if that's a thing that's important to you. So in like Brutal is asking, like, did you get overwhelmed with the amount of the amount you have to keep on top of things while streaming? Yes. And I mean, currently on this stream is one of the most stressful for me, because I need to keep up with chat in a way that is not intrusive with the conversation, and make sure that everyone in the conversation can be heard and have their things to do if they have something to add to the discussion. So it's overwhelming, but I'm here. I'm losing my hair. You can see that.
Well, you're losing it. I don't have it. You know what I mean? It's just yeah. If the James Webb Telescope would be over here, it wouldn't see anything because I would reflect all of the sunlight. You know, it's just that it's just not happening. You know, yeah.
Who needs hair anyways? Hair's
At some
Right.
point.
You've got it for all
Otherwise,
of us. Okay.
it's all on my ass instead. You know, it falls out here, but it
Migrates.
comes out somewhere. Yes, it migrates exactly. It's
He took his wig off. There you go.
Yeah, we are the same now.
I think like Nino, you said something earlier though, like about, hey, like this is uncomfortable, like streaming, but actually like maybe that's a sign that you should do it, you know?
definitely.
And I totally agree. Like Twitch streaming is like a self-growth platform. Highly recommend that. Like I said earlier, like if you want to start streaming, if you're in the chat and you want to start streaming, just do it, but go into it with the expectation that you're going to really suck at it at first, cuz like we all suck at doing things for the first time, and you're going to be nervous and it's going to be weird. But then eventually it's less weird. And I don't know, I used to be like really, really shy, like when I was a kid. and be really like socially anxious. But I strongly, strongly believe that like the way to get over like anxiety and fears is just to like move through it. And I think it's the same for showing your work, like streaming, all that kind of stuff. It will be weird and uncomfortable, but you can do it.
Yeah, that's very good to hear, and I do like the parallels here because I also am a musician, and I do find it interesting because I've never been driven by the desire to perform. I've never considered myself a performer, even though I can turn it on to a degree, but I don't care. You know, it doesn't do anything for me. For me, I especially when it comes to music, I like the fact of actually engaging with other people in music, because when you do music with other people, and it can be very similar in design, there's a very specific moment when you're lucky. It doesn't have to be there, but when you're lucky, where you feel so kind of in sync, and it's almost transcendental. Is that the word? Yeah. And I always chase that specific moment. And even when designing, like yesterday, I had this moment where I was just looking at a piece of code that generated a blob that looked like water, like a water blob. And I wanted to go to bed, but I stared at the code for 45 minutes because at first I was like, I don't understand this. And then it was like, well, maybe I read one line. Okay, I do understand this. And then I just read. And I had this very same moment. And that is kind of similar for me with design in general, right? It's but I've never been driven by this desire to just I don't need to be seen, right? It doesn't make a difference for me if people see it or not, but it does make a difference if I feel like I can make a difference with people, right? If I can make a difference in someone else's life. And I do see that happening on Twitch all the time with all of those people that I've been watching, including Seke, ADHD designer. People sometimes come in here, ask a question or say something, and you respond, and it makes a difference for them. It maybe even might be the difference. That's great. That's awesome. I think that's I want to do that too. That's awesome. And I think that reason is enough for me to actually, to go into this exposure stance, I guess, and to endure the uncomfortableness. And I guess eventually it won't be uncomfortable anymore. I'm hoping, it's
less uncomfortable.
Less uncomfortable. I think it's a good idea to parallel it to anxiety, because as I don't think if everyone knows, but I'm a counselor in training under supervision, and people with anxiety understand that it never goes away. You just learn to manage it, and that's kind of it. So that is why it's a very good parallel. I think that's a good way of seeing it. Yeah.
Producing. Oh, wait. With me? You can hear me? Oh.
People in the stream can't hear us. Yeah.
You can hear me. I see. Hello, shit.
We all sabotaged A. Yeah.
We lost A.
I stole his voice.
Just A sound?
Our stream now.
Everyone's on mute.
Everyone's on mute.
Oh.
Mel, take over. Yes. Hello, this is my stream now.
Oh no, I don't think I can hear it. Wait, I'm so confused.
I'm not gonna say it, but streaming is hard.
There's a reason I have a scene in my OBS that is just technical difficulties, and I use it more often than I'd like to.
Great idea.
I need that.
Are we okay?
Stream now.
It is our
Exclusive
stream.
now.
Let's go. Right.
Let's start a collective.
The AOA collective.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hear A now, guys?
Hello, hello.
Hello. What?
No.
No. Oh, we can hear him.
Can't
You can
hear
say whatever
you.
you want, A, and they won't hear you.
Yeah.
It's all good.
We can translate. You can
Oh my
translate.
God, A, that's horrible. Don't
Yeah,
say
what
that
did you
about
say about
chat.
Adam Jen?
It's awful.
Oh my God.
Oh my god, yeah.
And I'm so
I
glad you
didn't
can't hear him.
I didn't
I'm
know you
so
had these
glad they
opinions
can't
about
hear.
Kane. I mean,
Shocking.
yeah.
Cancelled.
Exposed. And cancelled. Oh my god, I love
Turned
that.
into a cancel stream. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Can you hear him now?
They
No,
say
they can't.
nothing.
They say you can't. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Shall we discuss
Maybe
some
no.
things while you try and get your technical things together or something? Shall we keep the... Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I have a question for the more experienced people, because I've only streamed once. So I wonder if you were to go back to the first day of streaming and give yourself advice, not things like start sooner. No, I don't want to hear that. I know, but what advice would you give? Not me, but what advice would you give to yourself if you could go back and start all over again?
Sooner. Just kidding. I mean, I would say start sooner, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not because like I should have started early. I don't know. More like you just keep telling yourself, what if I'm not ready? Like, what if I'm not good enough? Is my camera good enough? Oh my god, OBS, what the hell is it? How do I set it up? But like that barrier, you're not gonna have 100 people watching your first stream. It's just the reality, unless you are like Ben Burns or someone who has a huge following somewhere else. But yeah, just like take that first step and like I guess beyond like start sooner, just like worry about those problems down the line. Like whatever issue you might have, you're not going to be able to deal with it unless you actually like dive in and try to do things. And so yeah, that's like one is just like do things, worry about the details later. Those will come. You're never going to have like the final overlays or the final set of tools or whatever, right? You're just constantly evolving, and that's kind of part of the fun is like figuring things out and just going with it.
Yeah, I would agree with that, to be honest. I think, I don't know, like I said earlier, like the only reason I was able to start was by admitting that it was going to be like a scuffed shit stream, like at least at the beginning. It still kind of is. There's scuffed elements for sure, but it's like, I guess it's not to worry about those things. Like it's not to worry about those things, but also I think to add on to that, like don't worry about being a specific thing. I think even you were kind of saying like, oh, I don't see people who like do design and code and all, and like the switch from CodePen to this or that. And it's like, well, maybe I bet there's people out there that would like to see that. So I think it's just about being like, I don't know, it sounds cheesy, but like finding yourself on stream. Like, I think it's really easy to be like, oh, I want to be like the next, I can't think of a big streamer. Ninja, Amaranth.
I want to be the next Amaranth.
I want to be the next Amaranth,
Yeah,
for sure.
that's
We
a
all
pretty good
do.
one.
We stand her. We stand her. But
I don't know
like,
if I came back.
you could just be yourself, and I think eventually the right people will like vibe with that. I think.
Yeah, I think the sound didn't came back for me, which is sad.
So chat still cannot hear A?
I think.
Yeah, Bird and
We
Martyr.
hear him.
You
Oh,
can hear him?
Oh.
Okay,
No.
okay.
Wait. Someone says no.
You're
Someone
back.
says
You're
back.
back.
They're saying yes.
I
I
think
don't know.
Andy
I don't
Ashley's
know.
trying
I
to
will
gaslight
check.
us.
Ashley's lying.
Yeah. No gaslighting, please.
Ashley, basta.
Am I back? Am I back? I don't know. I don't know.
No sound. What?
No
Red does
sound.
lie.
Get out.
Don't lie.
What's happening?
Yeah, I have
Can't
sound
tell
on
who's
my
lying.
side. I have sound on
Okay.
my side.
Said we're trying him.
We're back, but I still need to take a pee break. So that's you know
Okay.
what? I will do that. So you can continue the conversation.
I think for me, when I started to stream, I was so nervous that I took everyone's advice as good advice. And at the beginning, I had a couple of people like, "Oh, mod me," and I was so unaware of the mod power that I was like, "Okay, here, I grant you the mod power," and I kind of regret that. I just saw a cat.
Yes.
That was like the exact emote that you have. Just
Yeah,
going
that's
across.
literally what it comes from.
But wait. Mod power. What is that? Like I do mod for
Literally the mod
Seke
of
in
mine.
A, but what is that? Like
Mod
ha-
power, like being
yeah.
able to ban like I had some very sensitive mods
Mhm.
before, and they would just like not vibe. Let's use this expression because I'm not thinking of another one better. Like if they didn't like a person, they wouldn't even consult me if they should ban them or not, and they would just ban or something like that. And I think that's
Oh wow.
when you're trying to have an inclusive space, and when you're trying, I think it's better if you explain to people why they shouldn't do us or why they shouldn't say a certain thing on chat instead of just ban. I think banning is like, it's just last resort for anything. If people are being really inconvenient, first you try and explain why they shouldn't be, and then sure, go ahead if they don't understand, if they're ruining the experience of the stream for other people, sure. But some people, yes, it's about common sense, I think, and I think we should have it in. I think it's also part of the common sense not to just exclude people because you don't agree with something they say. And I think that was the first thing that I regretted once I started to stream was I was lucky enough to have quite a few people right from the beginning interacting with me. Some were the nicest people I've ever met and they're still on my stream, but a couple of them, I was checking my mod list the other day. Some of them just disappeared. Like when you go to Stream Elements and you have the list with the VIPs and the mods and you can manage it there. I was looking at some names that I haven't seen for months now and I was like, what was I even thinking? And I wouldn't even be angry at them because I was thinking, oh, I'm lucky enough to have someone helping me during my stream that I shouldn't even complain because they're just trying to help. But I think it's very smart to be aware of the power you give to people that you don't know. Yes.
I think that makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah. I guess I never considered that. Yeah, actually, if you are a mod, you can do a lot of damage if you want to.
Yep. That's why I chose you and Seke. That's all. The most dramatic and chaotic people that I have in my clan.
Excuse me.
I'm just here banning everyone.
No, I don't
Need to be
think I've ever
smarter.
banned someone. I've timed out someone for like I think a minute once as a joke.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sometimes time out people for 10 seconds. That's a joke.
Yeah.
I accidentally banned someone in my stream the other day. It was so bad. It was a sub too. I just pressed the wrong button. It was so bad. But they were fine with
Yeah,
it.
the UI of
So
that whole thing is so there's like 3 little tiny buttons right next to each other for like banning and just like
And then
all
like
these
the chat like
little actions.
moves.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god.
Not good design.
So.
Yeah, I mean, with the overlay of 7TV or BTTV, I don't know which one it is, but you have the ability to, as a mod, you have the ability to swipe a message from left or
do
right,
you?
and it's you have just a teeny tiny tab on the, it's on the left side on this one, and I can just, like, it's not deleting, but it's deleting all the previous message and timing out the person for a certain amount of time. I never know how much, but yeah, that's a thing that happened. Also, I did that by accident many times, sadly. But yeah, so I'm looking at the time. I know that Mel, you have stuff to do. You have like dinners, things like this, and I want to have some type of closing statement, which is, I think the first person who will say the closing statement will also influence the next one who will say the same thing, probably, but we'll see. I want to know, what would you say to someone who want to start, as the best advice that you can give them? What would it be? That would be the, in streaming, in this category of designer or artist or anything. Same thing. So yeah, go ahead.
I can go first. I mean, not to repeat myself, but just kind of just the idea of like, this is a space for you to be you, and if you're doing it because you want a bunch of people to watch your stream, you're not going to enjoy it. If you're doing it because you're just enjoying what you're doing, you're having a good time, you're talking to people, then you'll be enjoying it, and it'll be easy, and you'll, not easy, but it'll be easier. And as you do it more and more, people will come eventually. People will enjoy being around you as you grow and your confidence grows and you're still doing the things that you love. So yeah, just do what you love and do it because you enjoy it, and not because you want people to watch you.
That makes sense. I let someone else say an advice. One advice.
I can go. Yeah, I think I mean, it is somewhat related, to be fair. But I think it is, have an idea, like, of why you want to do it. If I can say, if you're a designer and you do it because you want to get famous, I think there's like a well-known quote that says, like, being a famous designer is like being a famous dentist. Like, it's not really a thing. Like, it's a niche. Like, people don't give a shit about, like, for a good reason. So maybe don't do it for that. But like, I think have a think about, like, why you want to do it, and that hi Opal. That'll help, like, inform, like, everything about your stream. Like, for me, I was like, for me, the reason I did it was, one, to help myself get work done, honestly, but two, like, I had been, over the past few years, like, really enjoying, like, sharing more of my work, the teaching aspect of it, like, mentoring aspect of my career. And Twitch seems like a really great place to do it. So community kind of was key. So think about your motivation, and then just go for it. And become a famous dentist. I don't know.
Yes.
They're like my number one category. I'm just kidding.
I think something that I would love that to hear before I started was that it's not too late to start streaming, because I think this is the same with all platforms. This is the same for sharing art online. I kept thinking, like, oh, I should have started 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and now I'm getting older. I see all these younger people doing better art than I do, having already all these followers, all these people commenting. Why should I join if there are already so many people? But I think you start when you start in a, maybe you're starting later because you were preparing yourself to start sharing, and if you're ready now, you're ready now. It's not late. I see, like, check Bob Ross. He was, when he was filming before he passed away, he was older than all of us, not together, but all of us. And I think that that's just to prove that you can start now. If you want to start now, start now. And if you don't feel ready right now, although I still think you should start anyways, because we're never ready when we start doing something new, just don't think it is too late, because you're gonna be so proud of yourself 1 year later, 10 years later. I don't know, I can only say 1 year later for me, but I think it's gonna feel really good when you look back and see, I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad.
I cannot give that much advice because I'm not yet a streamer, TM, but soon, TM. But what I can say is that something that I'm taking my counseling clients is to go to a place of not what is the biggest progress you can achieve, but what is a doable thing that you can do right now, which acts as one little thing. And to me, I started, one of the reasons for why I waited before my first stream and for why I've been waiting so long until my second stream, was because I felt like, oh, I'm gonna design an overlay. And then I had an existential crisis because I felt like, why can I not design an overlay? But so I don't design an overlay, I guess. Just start with something, right? We don't. I think that's the advice that I would give myself, is also to just say, to remember, you don't need to have the fancy thing. Like Shannon said, you can be scuffed. Put that in a hashtag. Scuffed. Why not? I think some people might like it. It's homemade. You know what I mean? It's artsy fartsy craftsy. It's hipster. It's a hipster stream. Good quality, handmade, and just a little bit dirty. That's what I think.
You should see my first overlay. I think I posted in my Discord at one point, but it was literally just like OBS stuff. I didn't do anything else, and I think it was just text that said, "I'm new. I'm so sorry." And then anytime someone would come in, I'd be like, "I swear, I am like a professional. Like, this does not reflect my work." It's so bad.
I thought it was a joke, but like, I think the fact that you are a designer is actually the reason why you should be okay with like starting with something that's not fully baked. And like, what's your MVP? Like, how do you get to streaming with the least amount of work possible? How do you like get your product out there? Your product being you as a streamer, and then you can iterate, you can build upon that, you can learn what people like and what people don't, and build on it. And as designers, again, we have to be okay being vulnerable and putting our, 1 foot at a time, 1 step at a time, just doing the best we can then and there, and accepting that.
My advice on the thing is a bit difficult because I'm a material girl, you know that. If you've been on Twitter for the past month or something, I do. So yeah, don't be a material girl. Don't think that you need gears in order to start. So it comes back to the same advice, which is just fucking start. But don't think that you need good gear in order to be successful, because you will have the same experience in the beginning if you start with your phone or if you start with a camera. In terms of quality, the quality of the picture might be a bit better for the viewers, but if you don't have the community behind you, you won't be growing faster in a way because you have better gears, and I was victim of that, in a way that I wanted to have everything perfect at the start, and so I bought for almost 5k of gears, and there are 3k of gears that I don't use now, that are just sitting behind me, and that are useless. So be sure that you have your phone. You can start with your phone. The best thing that you can do as like an investment is a mic to have a better sound quality, but that's the only thing. And this one is fucking expensive. It's like $200, but you can have some that cost 30, that have the same results. And yeah, Shannon, just like the lighting that you have on the other room is just a window, if I remember correctly, which is perfectly working. So I would say,
People come in and say it looks amazing, and I'm like, it's my window.
yeah, it
Natural
works.
lighting.
Yeah, it's okay. Same thing behind you. It's mainly your outside light plus the Philips Hue that are giving us a teeny tiny bit of colors. But that's the main thing. And yeah, so don't be material as much as you can. Make sure that you just want to start, and you will know if you are made for it or not made for it after a certain amount of time. So this is a very difficult thing to know, and that's person to person, that will change. But I will say, try as much as possible to be consistent for the first 3 months, if you can stand 3 months. And then after that, you will know that you want to continue or not, and then you can invest in more gears. But before that, don't be like me. Invest in nothing, or invest in the thing that you want to have, but invest in the least amount of thing that will give you the most return in the long run. And if you can invest in something that can stay with you for the entirety of your streaming career, do that. That might be more expensive in the beginning, but you don't have to reinvest in something later on. So that's my advice on here. I don't know if you all agree.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially like as someone with ADHD, if there are any people from my community here, it's really easy to pick up new hobbies and buy all this stuff and get excited and then dump it like a few weeks later. So just know that you can start streaming. Like, OBS is free. You probably already have a phone. You're pretty much good to go, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, think of not to drag it on, but like Khalil, I think is really cool that Khalil is just like streaming with an old Pixel. Like he's got 2 cameras, but like one of them is just like this really old Pixel, and the other one is his phone that he uses normally. Yeah,
both of them
So
are
that's-
phones. The two angle are phones. So yeah.
So you don't need anything more than the camera you already have in your pocket. And again, MVP.
So yeah, I think I will release you to your activities, and yeah, we'll do a closing statement for the stream, and we'll find someone to raid. Sadly, it won't be Mel because Mel need to eat something.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks a lot as always for being here. I hope everyone enjoyed the discussion in chat in here, and yeah, I don't know if we will have another subject that is interesting like this next week, but if that's the case, I wish for all of you to be back.
Thank you for
Next
the
time.
invitation.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
thanks
having
for
us.
having us.
Have fun.
Yeah, let's do that again. That was nice.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Adam_Jensen_ is now following.
Hey. Yeah. So, let me just do all of that. Thanks a lot for the follow. We had a ton of follow. One of you specifically, I want to shout out one of you. I need to find the name. I think it's Kerubi. I don't know if you are still here. Mel, welcome in chat. No, you're not. No, you're not here. But I think it's someone either from CK or from Mel. But you are the 666 follower, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you for that. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the discussion. This is Ace Bar, which is a weird podcast style discussion with a subject. This one was a bit more scripted in a way of we had a specific subject and we followed it until the end, but usually it goes to shit very quickly. So yeah, we change subjects very, very fast on Ace Bar. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Let me check who's live, if people are live. I don't even know if people are live. And who do we have? Oh yeah, I think I will send you to Hiki, who is a Japanese streamer. So I don't know if you can communicate. She can speak a bit of English, which I like. But yeah, she is an illustrator, and she's currently doing illustration, which makes sense. So yeah, and thanks a lot for being here. I hope this shit works. It's weird. Twitch is difficult. Yes, Nihongo ga hanasemasu ka. Enjoy the rest of your day. Join me for the raid. If you haven't followed the channel, please feel free to follow said channel. That will be highly appreciated. If you can as well, or if you want to join the Discord, join the Discord. Follow me on the social medias, all of that things. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And on that note, I will see you all next time, being on Monday at 5:30 p.m. UTC. And we will do some design stuff. And yeah, Nino, that's the 911 before we go. Yeah, have a good rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon, food, no food, everything. And I will see you all soon. Enjoy. Bye.